I lit the last candle on the dining table and stepped back, smoothing the lace down my hips. Happy birthday, Nathan, I whispered to myself. The clock read 7:40 p.m. He was supposed to be home at 7. The pasta had gone cold. I sat down on the edge of the couch, legs crossed, phone clutched tight in my hand. I texted him 3 times, no reply. I stared at the door, imagining the moment he'd walk in, eyes lighting up when he saw me in black lace. He'd pull me close, whisper something dirty in my ear, and everything would feel worth it again. But that door stayed shut. At 8:19 p.m., I heard the buzz of his phone from the hallway. I frowned. Mine was on the table. Nathan always kept his work phone in his coat pocket. I walked over to the entryway, opened the drawer where he sometimes dumped it when he was in a rush. It was there, buzzing with a new message. My stomach twisted. I hesitated. Then I tapped it open. Lena, last night was insane. I can still taste you. Come over again. I'm wet just thinking about it. The phone slipped from my hand. Lena, my best friend. I stood frozen, bare feet cold against the floor, heart pounding in my ears. I scrolled, pictures, voice notes, moaning. His name on her tongue. I couldn't breathe. I was choking on silence. No tears, just numb. I threw on jeans, a hoodie. No makeup. I didn't care. I just needed to see it. I needed proof that this wasn't some sick prank or a mistake. That this wasn't some deep fake hallucination. It was 9:07 p.m. when I parked across the street from her building. His car was in the driveway. I waited 37 minutes. Before the curtains upstairs moved, I saw a silhouette. 2. Then her laugh, soft, familiar, cruel, floated through the window as she opened it. Nathan, stop. You're going to make me fall. And then I heard his voice. You said that last time, remember? She giggled. I'd heard that giggle after heartbreaks, after breakups, after death. It used to mean comfort, loyalty, sisterhood. Now it made me want to scream. I didn't. I just stood there, frozen in the night, watching the man I married kiss the woman I used to call family. I made dinner for you. I whispered to no one. I waited. The window closed. The light turned off. I sat in the car for an hour. Didn't cry. Didn't move. I just sat there, replaying every moment. Her staying late to help him with presentations, the new perfume in his car, the nights he said I was too tired, so he slept on the couch. It was never me. I'd lost him months ago, but I hadn't known I'd lost her. At 11:48 p.m., I walked into our apartment. The candles had burned down to wax puddles, the pasta had dried out, the wine was still half full. I picked up the wine glass, stared into it like I was looking for something, answers, closure, anything. Then I smashed it against the wall. The sound was sharp, final. I leaned against the counter, breathing heavily. My phone buzzed. Nathan, got caught up at work. Don't wait up. I stared at the screen. Work. Lied. Manipulated. Coward. I didn't reply. I just stood there in my hoodie and jeans, surrounded by broken glass and ruined plans. And I whispered the only truth I had left. I didn't just lose a husband. Tonight, I lost my sister. I could have gone back, could have confronted them, screamed, hit, thrown every ugly truth in their faces. But I didn't. I walked into our bedroom, pulled out an old suitcase, and started folding my clothes. Neat, quiet, surgical. I didn't know where I was going, but I knew I wasn't staying here. Let them enjoy their affair. Let them rot in their lies. Me. I'd disappear so completely they'd never see the storm coming, and when I returned, I wouldn't come back for closure. I'd come back for control. Miss Munro, can you step into my office? I glanced up from my laptop. Talia from HR stood there, arms crossed, eyes flat. Is there a problem? I asked, even though I already knew the answer. Her lips twitched. Just a quick discussion. Bring your things. I felt my stomach twist. My things? She didn't answer. I stood slowly, heart pounding, grabbed my notebook and followed her. Every step down the hallway felt like a funeral march. Whispers trailed behind me like shadows. No one made eye contact. Inside the HR office, she gestured toward the chair. We've been reviewing your recent performance. I sat down, swallowing the lump in my throat, and there's been a consistent pattern of missed deadlines, team complaints, and low output. I stared at her. That's not true. She didn't blink. I'm afraid we've already finalized the termination paperwork. You're firing me. Due to underperformance, yes, I leaned forward, voice trembling. You know I've never missed a deadline in 4 years. Talia shifted uncomfortably. This came from higher up. Who? I can't disclose that. My mind spun. Lena, she said something, didn't she? I snapped. She told you I was slipping. Talia avoided my eyes. I'm sorry, Ariana. You'll receive 2 months severance. I laughed a short, bitter sound. Right, severance for getting stabbed in the back. You have until the end of the day to clear out. I stood slowly. No problem. I know exactly what I'm taking. I slammed open the door to my office. The one I had poured my soul into, the one where Lena and I used to sit after hours, brainstorming, laughing, stealing fries from each other's takeout. Now it felt like a crime scene. I ripped open drawers, folders, sketches, pieces of me. I threw them into a box like they were garbage. My phone buzzed. Lena, hey babe, heard about HR. You okay? Call me Zoxo. I stared at the screen. She actually had the audacity to Zoxo me. I typed back. Don't ever text me again. Sent. Block. Done. But I wasn't done. Not really. A knock on the door. Maya, my assistant, peeked in. You're leaving. I nodded. She walked in slowly. I didn't know. I swear. I know, I said. Softer. You're not like them. I'll help you pack. No, I said, exhaling. I need to do this alone. Her eyes watered. You didn't deserve this. I almost lost it then. Not because of HR. Not even because of Nathan. But because I didn't even recognize myself anymore. I used to fight. Speak up. Now I just took the hit and folded. I was stupid. I whispered. I let my guard down with the wrong people. You were loyal, she corrected. There's a difference. I blinked hard. Thanks, Maya. When she left, I dropped into my chair and stared at the city skyline. My name was still on the office door. It wouldn't be by tomorrow. I gave everything to this place. I whispered. And just like Nathan, they threw me out like I never mattered. I stayed in bed for 3 days. Didn't shower. Didn't eat. The blinds stayed shut. The world outside didn't deserve to see me. My phone kept buzzing. Nathan, voicemails, messages. Lena, of course, went radio silent. Typical. The coward never shows her face unless she's already won. On the 4th night, I sat on the bathroom floor staring at my reflection. My hair was a mess, my skin dull, my eyes unrecognizable. I hate you, I said to the mirror. And I meant it. Not just them. Me. For letting it all happen. For not seeing it sooner. For staying in a marriage that had already burned to ash. Then, as if on cue, my phone rang. Unknown number. I almost ignored it. But something made me answer. Hello, Ariana Monroe, a deep voice said. Yes, this is Jules Alden. My chest tightened. Jules, from Alden Studios. I heard what happened. It's disgusting. I blinked. How did you hear people talk, especially when talent gets silenced? I didn't say anything. I've been following your work for years. I want to offer you a consulting opportunity. 6 months, Paris. I choked. What? You need a change. And I need someone who doesn't play politics. I laughed softly. This is unexpected. You in or out? I looked around the dark apartment. Then I looked at myself. And for the first time in weeks, I felt a flicker of heat in my chest. I'm in. Good. Flights on Sunday. Pack light. He hung up. I stared at the screen, heart pounding. Maybe this was my way out. Maybe the universe wasn't done with me yet. I stood up slowly, walked into the bedroom, and pulled out the same suitcase I had packed the night I caught Nathan and Lena. This time, I wasn't running. I was choosing to disappear. Let them think I'm broken, fired, forgotten. Let them enjoy the quiet. Because when I come back, they'll wish I stayed gone. Is this the same Ariana Monroe who used to cry in the elevator? Jules asked, raising a brow. I smirked, adjusting the silk cuff of my blazer. She died in Paris. Good, because the one standing in front of me, he tapped the glass. I've champagne against mine. She's a fucking weapon. Cheers to that. We were standing in the rooftop garden of Alden Studios' New York headquarters. my new kingdom. The skyline stretched behind us like power made tangible. I'd traded in the soft curls and nude lipsticks for sharp edges and darker tones. I know. Longer flinched when people stared. I made them look twice. Creative director. I'd asked Jules 2 weeks earlier. My voice barely steady. He nodded. You've earned it. Paris lit a fire in you. I won't let you down. Don't flatter me. Just destroy whoever tries to block your path. I didn't tell him I already had names in mind. New assistant starts today, Maya said, handing me an espresso as I stepped into my office. Tell her I expect punctuality and zero small talk. She nodded. You'll want to be here for this one. I etched a brow. Why? You'll see. I shrugged off my coat and took my seat. The corner office overlooked Fifth Avenue. The desk was custom Italian marble. My nameplate glinted. In gold, Ariana Munro Creative Directory weighted dart. And at 9:01, the door creaked open. Good morning, Lena. She froze mid-step. We stared at each other. Her smile fell. Her mouth opened. Closed. She looked exactly how I remembered. Same glossy curls, same fake confidence, but her eyes darted. Unsteady. I stood, slow and deliberate. Lena, Ari. Wait, what are you? I'm your new boss. I said coolly. Welcome to Alden Studios. Her lips parted. You're kidding. I tilted my head. Do I look like I'm joking? She laughed nervously. This has to be some kind of mistake. Jules is my mentor. He personally asked me to approve your hire. You knew. I knew the second your resume hit our system. Her voice dropped. You set me up. No, Lena, I said softly. You walked in on your own. She took a shaky step back. I didn't know. I wouldn't have applied. I finished, or betrayed me. Her face flushed. Ariana, please. I'm not here for apologies. I didn't come here to hurt you. Then, why did you sleep with my husband? Silence. She looked away. I made a mistake. No, I said, walking around the desk. You made a choice. She tried to speak. I raised a hand. You're hired. What? You heard me. You're on the team. Why would you? Because watching you crawl through every assignment I hand you, I leaned in. That's better than revenge. She blinked rapidly. You want me to suffer. I want you to witness what I've become. She stood frozen. This isn't fair. Neither was your affair. She inhaled shakily. How long do I have to prove myself? I smiled. As long as you last. Later, Maya slipped in too. My office, wide-eyed. That was savage. She deserves worse. She looked like she saw a ghost. She saw a reckoning. Maya grinned. You're terrifying now. I like it. I'm not here to be liked, I said, sipping my espresso. I'm here to reign. Jules stopped by mid-afternoon. I hear you hired the snake. She doesn't bite anymore. He chuckled. I should have put a bell on you. You've become dangerous. Good. You want to bury her? No, I said, lips curving. I want to make her obsolete. That night, I stood in front of the mirror in my penthouse bathroom. I didn't see the girl who'd wept over pasta and candlelight. I saw someone sharper, stronger, colder. Let them talk. Let them wonder how I got here. I didn't climb back to the top. I built a whole new mountain. And Lena. She just stepped into the first avalanche. Morning, Maya, I said without looking up. Lena's 15 minutes late again, she replied, sliding the report onto my desk. I sipped my coffee. She's trying to act unbothered. Let her. You still want me to. Keep documenting. Everything. Slack messages. Timestamp logins. Team complaints. Maya grinned. You got it. Anything she says about me, I want it. Even if it's indirect. Especially if it's indirect. At exactly 10:12, Lena finally walked in. Sorry, traffic, she said, dropping into the seat across from me like we were still friends. I didn't ask, I replied, flipping through the design board. We're pitching in 30. Don't screw it up, she stiffened. Understood. I turned to Maya. Can you give us a minute? Maya left, eyes flicking to Lena, amused. Lena leaned forward. Ariana, can we just talk like humans for 5 seconds? Are we humans now? I smiled. Because last I checked, you operated more like a parasite, she exhaled. Look, I know you're mad. No, you don't know. You think you do, But you don't. I came here to work, not fight. Then work. Stop trying to play. Nice. It's pathetic. Her jaw clenched. You've changed. Thank you. I didn't mean it as a compliment. Too bad. I take it as one. Later that afternoon, I spotted him near the espresso machine. Darren tall, clean-shaven, that careless, wealthy smirk on his face like nothing in the world could touch him. He noticed me, eyes lingering as I walked past. Creative Director Monroe, he said, leaning on the counter. The legend herself. I turned. You know my name. I know your heels echo before you even walk in. I raised a brow. You flirting or just practicing your pickup lines? That depends. Is it working? I took his coffee from his hand and sipped. Not bad, he laughed. You're always this intimidating. Only when I'm bored. You free tonight? I tilted my head. Are you always this forward? I'm told it's my fatal flaw. Then die trying, he smirked. I like dangerous women. I'm not dangerous, I said, handing back his cup. I'm calculated. Even better. I walked away without looking back. Let him chase. Let her watch. Who was that? Maya asked, raising a brow as we passed the conference room. Darren? Lena's been drooling over him since week 1. Perfect. You're playing a dangerous game. That's the only kind I play. Elise called that evening. I wasn't sure you'd answer, she said. It's been years. I know. I just needed to talk to someone who wasn't feeding Nathan's delusion. I paused. He's spiraling. You could say that. Lost the apartment, maxed out a credit card, and he's been drunk texting me about you. Good. Let him rot. He keeps saying you set him up. I laughed. He set his own fire. I just stopped putting it out. She hesitated. He misses you? I don't care. I know. I just thought you'd want to hear how small he sounds now. I don't want him small. I want him forgotten. By Friday, Lena was unraveling. She snapped it in turns. Mr. Deadline left a client call halfway through because her screen froze. I said nothing until the meeting. Let's begin, I said, standing at the head of the glass wall conference room. Lena, you were supposed to lead this. She stood, stammered, clicking through a chaotic slide deck. I let her flail fall. 2 minutes. Then I stepped in. Stop, she froze. This is disorganized, off-brand, and missing half the projections. You've had a week. I had. No excuses. Maya, take over. Maya stood smoothly and picked up where Lena failed. I turned to the team. This is the level of preparation I expect. Lena sat down, humiliated. I didn't look at her. She wasn't worth the eye contact. After the meeting, Jules stopped me. In the hallway, brutal. Was I wrong? Nope, he smirked. Puppet strings look good on you. I smiled. I'm just getting started. The knock came at midnight. I stared at the door, wineglass still in hand. Another knock. Louder, sloppier. I opened it. Nathan. Disheveled, drunk, and reeking of guilt. Nice to see your timing still garbage, I said. Not moving an inch. He swayed. I needed to see you. You could have texted. Like you did her. I messed up. His voice cracked. Uri, I miss you. I folded my arms. You miss control. You miss convenience. You don't miss me. I never stopped loving you. Don't say that. It's true. No, I snapped. If it were true, you wouldn't have crawled into her bed and stabbed mine. He stepped forward. I didn't move. I was scared, he mumbled. You were getting stronger, independent, and Lena. She made me feel needed again. So your ego cost me my life. He dropped to the floor, actually sank to his knees like some broken apology. I lost everything. Uri, good. I drink just to sleep. Then drink more. Lena lied to HR. She made sure they fired you. I blinked. What? She told them you were burning out, said you were missing meetings she planted. The narrative, you let her. I didn't know how far she'd go until it was too late. I stared at him. Then I stepped back. He looked up, hopeful. I held up my phone. Say that again. His brows furrowed. What? What you just said about Lena? Say it. Clear. Loud. Uri, say it. He swallowed. Lena manipulated. HR to get you fired. Click. Saved. I smiled. Thanks. He stood up, confused. What is this? Closure? You used me. You used me first. Please, he begged. One more chance, we can fix this. I walked to the door. Nathan, yeah, you're not worth fixing. And I slammed it in his face. Got it, I said the next morning, handing Jules the phone. He listened, eyebrows rising. Well, damn, can we use it? I can demote her by noon. Make it public, he smirked. You're cold, she deserves frostbite. Lena, Jules said, stepping into the conference room. A word, she looked up, confused. Now? Yes, bring your laptop. I watched her walk out, eyes wide, breath short. By lunchtime, her title was stripped from every company profile. By 2 p.m. Half the office knew why. By 4 p.m. she hadn't returned from the bathroom. I stood by the glass wall, watching her reputation crumble piece by piece. Maya whispered beside me, you really pulled the strings. I just handed her the rope. At 6, I was still in my office when Darren walked in. Rough day? He asked. Not for me. He closed the door. I heard about Lena. You planning to console her? He laughed. She tried to kiss me last week. I raised a brow. Really? She's persistent. I'm not interested. You sure? He stepped closer. Very. I leaned back against the edge of the desk. Then what are you interested in? You. I tilted my chin. Is that so? He came even closer. I like women who don't flinch when things burn. Maybe I start the fires, he smirked. Even better, he kissed me. I let him, just enough. Just long enough for it to mean something. Then Ariana. The door clicked. Lena. Her eyes landed on us. Her face shattered. I pulled away slowly. Met her gaze with ice in mine. Need something? I asked calmly. She blinked. Then turned and walked out without a word. Darren looked at me. Was that a yes? I said, straightening my blouse. That was the woman who slept with my husband, he exhaled. You really are dangerous. No, I whispered, lips curling. I'm just finally awake. Why is Maya leading this? Lena's voice sliced through the room like a bitter wind. I didn't look up from my notes. Because she's earned it. I've been here longer, and she gets more done in an hour than you do in a week. Her mouth opened, closed, then opened again. Jules glanced at us from across the conference table. Is there a problem? No, I said calmly, eyes locking with Lena's. No problem at all. She's unraveling, Maya whispered later, fixing her blazer. You sure she's not dangerous? She's worse than dangerous. I said, she's desperate. Maya smirked. You're grooming me to take her place, aren't you? I smiled. You already have. The gala was bathed in gold. Cameras flashed. People buzzed. My heels echoed on marble as I stepped onto the stage. Jules gave me a small nod. I took the mic. Years ago, I was told I wasn't enough. Silence fell. They said I was emotional, difficult, replaceable. And for a while, I believed them. I scanned the crowd. Lena was in the front row, jaw clenched, arms folded tight. But here's the thing about strong women: we don't break, we bend, we grieve. Then we rise higher. Applause. Betrayal doesn't destroy us, it teaches us who we are, and who we are is unstoppable. The room erupted. People stood. I stepped back, heart pounding like thunder. Jules grabbed the mic. Let's raise a glass to Ariana, our creative director, our storm in heels. The cheers drowned everything. Except Lena's face. She looked like someone had carved out her insides. I can't believe she humiliated me in front of everyone. I heard Lena snapping at Darren outside the venue. You humiliated yourself. Lena, he shot back. I built this place. She walked in and hijacked everything. You walked over her first. She's manipulating you, he scoffed. No, she's inspiring me. You kissed her. She kissed me. And you don't get to talk about betrayal, remember? Silence. Then heels stomping away. I stepped out from behind the curtain. Darren stared at me. You heard that? Every word. Was it true? I tilted my head. Did you want it to be? He exhaled. I think I just want something real. Then stopped, standing in the middle of wreckage. Later that night, I sat alone on the rooftop, the city glittering below like the life I once dreamed of. I pulled out my phone and stared at an old photo. Me and Lena, 23, in oversized hoodies and cheap wine-stained smiles. Promise me we'll never compete, she'd said that night. I had laughed. We'll build each other up. I'll never be that girl who cuts you down, she swore. But she was. And I was the one. Standing tall, the next morning, Jules walked into my office. You made quite the impression last night, he said. I shrugged. I just told the truth. That's exactly why it landed. He paused, then leaned forward. Lena put in a request to transfer departments. I raised an eyebrow. Did she now? She's barely hanging on. I'm not here to destroy her, I said. No, I'm just watching her destroy herself. He chuckled. Cold, focused, I opened my laptop dart and typed the final note on Maya's promotion proposal. Let karma do what it does best, and let me watch it work with my name on the corner office door. The knock on my door was soft, uncertain. Come in, I said without looking up. When I did, she was already inside, eyes red, mascara smudged, hands trembling. Lena, she shut the door quietly behind her. I won't take long. I set my pen down. Take your time. You look like you need it. She gave a sad smile. I deserved that. I didn't say anything cruel. You didn't have to. She exhaled shakily. I've practiced this conversation 100 times. None of them prepared me for this. I leaned back in my chair. Then stop practicing and start talking. Her voice cracked. I'm sorry. The silence between us felt like years. I was jealous, she whispered. Always. Of your ideas, your confidence, your life. Nathan loved you. Jules respected you. Everyone looked at you like you were untouchable. I crossed my arms. So you made it your mission to prove I wasn't. I hated how you made it look so easy. It wasn't easy, I snapped. You just weren't looking hard enough. Her chin quivered. I didn't know how to be you. So I tried to break you. You didn't just break me. I stood. You shattered me. You took my job, my marriage, my peace. I know. You made me question my worth, my sanity. You left me in pieces. Lena, tears streamed down her cheeks. I know. I wake up every day and hate myself for it. I walked around the desk slowly, but you know what? She looked up. You also rebuilt me. Her breath caught. What? You pushed me so far down. I had no choice but to rise. And I rose higher than you ever imagined. I never wanted it to go this far, but you let it. And you enjoyed it while it lasted. She nodded. I did. I won't deny it. I stared at her, this woman who once stood beside me, then stepped on me to climb higher. I'm not here to forgive you, I said quietly. I'm here to thank you. That broke her. She sobbed. Arms clutching her waist like she was trying to hold herself together. I'm resigning. I know. You won't stop me. No. I walked back to my chair. This way, you leave with a little dignity. She wiped her face. I don't deserve it. No, I said. But I do. I deserve peace. She stepped to the door, pausing with her hand on the knob. Goodbye, Ariana. Goodbye, Lena. The door clicked shut behind her. Moments later, Darren leaned in through the open glass. Was that what I think it was? Her last apology. He stepped inside, slow, careful. You're incredible. I gave him a tired smile. No, Darren, I'm just finally free. He studied me, like he was seeing something new. That was the strongest thing I've ever seen. I shrugged. Strength comes after survival, he nodded. You want company? No, I said. I want silence. Just for a minute, he kissed my forehead gently. I'll be outside. When he left, I turned my chair toward the window. I watched the sky shift, gold fading into blue. No fireworks. No thunder. Just calm. And that was enough. I stood in front of the house and didn't move. The for sale sign tilted slightly in the breeze, like even it was too tired to stand upright. The lawn was overgrown. The shutters were fading. It looked hollow. Just like I used to feel. I walked slowly to the mailbox. The rusted lid squeaked when I opened it. Inside my coat pocket, I felt the cold metal of my wedding ring. I pulled it out and looked at it for the last time. Funny, I whispered. You were supposed to mean forever. The diamond still sparkled. Liar. I dropped it in the mailbox, shut the lid, and turned away. Not even a glance back. Wait, you went back to the house? Maya asked, wide-eyed, just to drop something off. I said. She gave me a look. You're not going to tell me what? Nope. Closure. Symbolism, Maya wrapped her arms around me without warning. I'm proud of you, you know. I didn't hug her back right away, but I felt my throat tighten. Thanks, she pulled back. Also, Darren's looking for you. He's been standing by the coffee machine, pretending not to wait. Oh God, I muttered, already walking toward the break room. He turned the second I stepped in. There you are, here I am. He scratched the back of his neck. You free tonight? I raised a brow. Is this a you survived hell, let's celebrate invite? He smiled. More like, I've been watching you climb, and I'd really like to get to know the woman who didn't just survive, she conquered. I paused. That sounded smoother in my head, he admitted. I laughed an actual, light, real laugh. You're lucky I'm into awkward honesty. He leaned against the counter. So, dinner, I pretended to consider. Dinner, yes. But only if you promise not to treat me like something to win. His voice lowered. I'd never dare. I tilted my head. What would you treat me like? He looked me dead in the eye. Like power, that landed harder than I expected. All right. Then, I said, pick me up at 7. But if you take me to some dimly lit place with wine and violins, I swear I'll leave you with the bill. He grinned. Diner and fries it is. Smart man. By the time I got back to my office, the sun had started to set. The light spilled through the windows, golden clean. Warm, not blinding, I sat at my desk. No papers, no ringing phone. Just me, and a silence I'd earned, the version of me that once cried on this floor, gone, the one that doubted every word out of her own mouth. Dead and buried. Now, I looked around and saw exactly what I built brick by brutal brick. I stood, walked to the window, and watched the city move below. Lena took my husband. I took back my life.